this week. Yep. I actually think that's gonna be okay for some reason. Let's go, baby. Ooh, we broke 20s. And we not even level 40. It doesn't matter that much, but it kind of does not really. I'm actually going to use this as an opportunity to get damage done before I get myself faster. But why did bro almost just fall right there? Almost just fall over right there. Game just started stumbling. Yes. Is it good on team? The team build is. I mean, technically this will be good on the team too, bro. If you just have a team that's okay with you doing this. Like, now I wouldn't expect a team to be okay with me doing this, but my homies are because they know what I'm doing. They know I'm doing damage. Like. I just hit a stick. Yo, what up guys, Magic IQ here, and today I'm bringing you guys, finally, I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it, and it's the reason why we're here, man. Freyna V3. As you guys see, we did finally break into the 20s on Executioner, so we're killing bosses in 30 seconds. That's amazing with Freyna. Honestly, we just figured out a tech that helped us out a lot with our time. I don't know if it was as much the stuff we changed on the build, although we definitely got a little bit more damage out of her, and that's thanks to y'all, man. Y'all really put in a lot of input that I took to heart, really put it towards the build, and really was able to get the most out of this character. I think every time I build a character now, we're going to do a V1, let you guys give me your feedback, and I can apply that to V2, see how I did, and let me know exactly what I should min-max. We can test a few things together on stream, twitch.tv/magiciq, which you guys definitely, everybody on the Twitch gang, the IQ gang, you guys definitely tapped in and helped me out a lot. So this is V3, and hopefully for the next V3, V2, and V1, I will see you during the building process live on Twitch as well. Again, twitch.tv/magiciq. Make sure you guys go follow, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel here so you guys never miss a future video. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off with the basic, man, what you guys already know, which is the bossing solo build. Now we have a few presets as well for this specific input. Right here we got the bossing preset, we got the mobbing preset, and we have the group bossing preset. So I got 3 builds for you guys today. As I told you, I would have a build suite for you guys today, essentially, because I know a lot of you want to know how to mob with these essential catalysts that you spec'd into for the bossing build, and it is a little different than your typical mobbing build because we weren't able to fit all of the ideal parts on and modules on for the actual mobbing build that I would normally run with different catalysts. But I'm telling you, this mobbing build worked just as good than all the rest on. Honestly, I've never had a problem with it. I know we could stack a lot more into like MP and cooldowns to get everything being contagion all the time, But honestly, I didn't have a problem with it. The DPS is there, the damage is there, wave 21s are easy, all the ads are easy, you clear everything anyway. So I think it's decent enough, and I want to share that with you guys so you know how to build with the catalyst that we've spec'd into for these sockets, so you're not out there just only running this character for bossing, and you're able to use her for everything she's capable of. And I think she actually excels not only in bossing but in group bossing as well. So let's get straight into it, man. Nothing really much changed from the last video, guys. I don't know if we had Venom Synctum on there before. I believe we did, but Venom Synctum is amazing. That was the last thing we really got to stretch the skill power, as well as I got a comment from one of the homies letting me know that Iron Defense might be a little bit better and to check it out. And honestly, the skill power modifier, even though skill power modifier 1-to-1 with skill power is weaker, when it is at least 4% over, it seems to do just a little bit more damage. And I have another thing that I actually found out with the reactor that I have to share with you guys as well. But everything else was pretty much the same, man. Maximize skill, maximize power. We did get rid of insight, and now we're running skill, concentration, emergency measures, and front lines just to get as much crit damage as possible, because as you guys have said multiple times, and I do understand, the crit rate is not that high on Freyna, but at a certain point there's only so much you can stack into when it comes to skill power before you start overlapping modules, whether it's modifiers or skill power base rolls. Okay, increased HP right here for extra health as well, and this will definitely get the job done, as you guys have seen with Dangerous Ambush, probably one of my new favorite talents to run almost across the board. I absolutely love that talent. I'm really happy I made this build because it set me up for success in the future for sure by going through all the modules. I was reading modules a day and night, man. So just to finish it up on the solo bossing build, we are running the Python, but we're actually running a Fallen Hope mounting. So your Python's going to be built spec towards DPS. Mine's not fully finished yet. This is what I'm kind of running at the moment. I'm experimenting with a few different setups, as you guys see up top. So let me work this out a little bit more, and I'll make a video on the Python solely in the future and all of the characters that I'm running it for as well. I'm thinking about making the best guns in the First Descendant video too, so make sure you guys let me know if you guys are looking forward to that also. And now for the Fallen Hope, we're essentially running the exact same modules we were running on the Python in the previous video, the main ones being Firing Fiesta, Expand Weapon Charge, Fire Rate Up, and Concentrate Support Ammo. Those are the 4 modules that are really going to actually increase the ammo count, the fire rate, and give you a little bit time of infinite ammo on your ult. So what you're going to do is reload, switch to your ult, and those 4 bonuses do apply to your ultimate ability for whatever reason. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. Everything else is essentially optionable: action and reaction, toxic gun barrel, rifle reinforcement, weak point aiming. I just kind of have those on there just to fill slots. It doesn't really matter. You never really pull this gun out after the first time to reload it ever again, as you guys see by the gameplay. You strictly jump off the map, use the 4 ult, and that's it. Okay, so getting into the reactor and the external components, so we're still sticking with the 2 swamp processors and the new toxic gear set as well, the 2 pieces from both to increase our toxic skill power, but a little bit has changed up top. So we're no longer running skill crit rate as well on the attributes on the bottom. We're actually running a Fallen Hope mounting, as obviously stated. So if we do switch the Fallen Hope into our hands, you will see that top number go green, and we will be getting 160% skill power for that. We're using toxic skill power boost ratio and additional skill ATK when attacking Colossus. Now, I do want to say something. I have tested it with the Python mounting that we actually got on stream that I thought was double god roll, which is tech skill power and toxic skill power, but it actually did not hit as hard as the Fallen Hope, and they're both maxed out, they're both enhanced. I don't know why, but for some reason the one with additional skill ATK when attacking Colossus outperformed the boost ratios, which was surprising to me personally. Now, might the tech boost ratio outdo the toxic skill power boost ratio? Maybe, but I personally use it like this because I don't think there's really a difference if you have one or the other. As long as you have one or the other up top, either tech skill power boost ratio or toxic skill power boost ratio up top with additional skill ATK when attacking Colossus on the bottom, that is going to be your best bet for bossing on this build. Okay, now the external components, as mentioned, are Swamp Recon auxiliary power. We're using a Venom Essence sensor and memory, and we're also using the Swamp Recon processor. Okay, guys, those rolls on there, we tried to get double HP if we can anywhere, whether that's double defense, double shield, double health, but we just weren't as lucky with the rolls. And honestly, it doesn't really matter because this build's purpose is literally to get in, do the damage, jump off the map, or die as quickly as possible to the bosses it's facing. So I think it serves that purpose very well. We got 24k defense almost and 3000 HP. Here is what the stats are looking like right now, just in case you guys are curious. So you guys see the crit rate, the crit damage, all of the weapon attributes as well, which really don't matter, as I said again, because we never pull out our gun. Now let's get into the group bossing build real quick. Now, for the group bossing build, we've essentially gone with the same setup, kind of, but we've switched a few things here. So we still got front lines, emergency measures, skill concentration, and Venom Sanctium, increased HP, but this time we've gone for Toxic Specialist, as we are not trying to increase our cooldown by a lot because we actually want to get our skills back with this team build. And we're using Dangerous Ambush as well because we can actually abuse this a lot more and keep the skill power damage up more often, since we'll actually have times where the enemy is not just targeting us as a solo bosser, and it will also be immobilized, and that will allow you time to pull out your ult because we will be also using our gun and utilizing our tick damage as well on this build. So you're going to be using 3 and 1 a lot, honestly, and using your Python, and then when the boss goes immobilized, that's when I like to pull out my 4 and then do as much damage as it stands up and try to not take aggro, and then I usually go back to 3-1 Python. That's how I run this build. Okay, skill simplification there, right there. 84.5% skill power modifier. It takes away our MP, but trust me, you guys, you never run out of MP really the way I run this build. Check the guns right here because this is what I'm currently running on my Python, and I think it hits pretty decently. The only other setup I have is this. I'm kind of trying to decide which one I like better. If you guys have any suggestions when it comes to the guns for me, please let me know. I'm trying to figure out the best setup for the guns, but honestly, I'm a little bit lost in terms of the crit stuff and how it works. I know this gun also doesn't have that much crit chance because it is one of Freyna's main guns, so I know I try to stack as much raw damage as possible while still throwing in a little bit of crit damage in there just because the RPMs are so high. I thought it was worth it. We're hitting about 20 to 30k, even sometimes 40 to 50 on those weak points, so it's doing its thing. Let me know if I could do it better, please. I would really love to know so I can improve this build and continue to put out the best stuff for the rest of the people that might not be reading all of the comments as well. And it really helps me when you guys make your suggestions also. I am doing my testing as well, and I'm still trying to do my best to keep up, but sometimes while I'm working on new characters, using guns and trying to figure out which guns I can set up the best kind of goes by my head sometimes, because I really enjoy using the characters for their skills, because I think that's what makes all this gameplay unique. For our mounting, we are running the Tech and Toxic skill power boost ratio with the Python mounting. I would ideally like to run one with Tech skill power and also the skill ATK versus Colossus, but I will say this does allow my dimension to be a little bit stronger than it would have been if we don't have that toxic skill power boost ratio on there and just Tech and attack Colossus, which was one of the other ones that we do have. I believe would be this one right here, which was the crit rate, and I think we do have one that is boost ratio and skill crit rate, but we don't have, unfortunately, Tech and ATK Colossus for the Python mounting. So for the reactor on this build, we are running the Python with the Tech and Toxic skill power boost ratios, which is pretty nice, and it's very consistent because you can also run Dimension as well. I'm also thinking about possibly, if you guys could run the, I guess you could say, socket types a little bit different, you could probably fit in the team armor buff on there, and this Toxic skill power boost and Tech skill power boost would really benefit you and your team if you wanted to run her in like a buff kind of role. I kind of just use her to do passive damage and kind of play around the outside as well and steal aggro when possible. Right here we do have the general rounds capacity, because as I made a joke on stream, while you're running the Python, I swear, like, I love this gun, but the fire rate mixed with the ammo capacity, it seems like half the fight I'm just looking for ammo. Okay, so I try to make it a little bit easier on ourselves with the 2-piece from the Slayer auxiliary power set, but hopefully, you know, we can figure out a different thing for that and run Enzo in your group, and you won't even have to worry about ammo, and you can afford to run the 4-piece, which I was going to say, if you guys want to, the other way I would run this is with the 4-piece and the Fallen Hope. But as mentioned before, man, we are running the Venom Essence Memory as well, and this is the build I'm running. Contagion, increased HP, frontlines, toxic specialist, MP collector, dangerous ambush, tech specialist, skill concentration for the crit damage, venom synctium, MP accelerant for the skill duration and the MP increase, as well as nimble fingers for the skill cooldown. This is an amazing build as long as you use just your 1 and your 3, and you can also spread the contagion with the 4 skill, which is absolutely amazing. Your ult spreads the contagion as well. For when you get in those tight situations, you can tick for a serious amount with the ult skill. All you do is shoot the enemies that are a little bit tankier one time, and it spreads to everybody and instant kills everyone else around them. It's absolutely amazing, guys. So for the weapons, we're using the same exact Python as before, so make sure you guys just go back if you guys are curious what we were running on that Python. Again, we're just going to do a quick overview here if you want to pause and copy. Now, what we're doing for the reactor is, again, the exact same thing. We're running the exact same reactor here, but for the external components, as I mainly run this build on defense, we are actually going to be taking advantage of that 4-piece set here for the entire mob session, okay? And we're also going to have the Fallen Hope on as well, just so if we're doing a lot of contagion damage, we can always swap to that and allow venom injection, which is on this gun as well, toxic conductor or venom injector, depending on what you feel like running. You're going to do either more damage if the ads get a little bit too tanky for your team and you have to do most of the DPS. You can run toxic conductor on your Fallen Hope and pull this out as a last resort, or you can also run the venom injector to help spread the poison a little bit more. I would suggest getting the cooldown though. As you can see, this is a build in progress for the Fallen Hope. I'll be doing a build guide on it as well once I'm done building the Python, so make sure you guys stay around for that, because I do think that gun is viable in its own way as well. But for sure, these external components, the 4-piece, is pretty nice to run on defense because the ads don't really aggro you as much. You can get away with being a little bit squishier, in my opinion, than just mobbing on missions. So you guys can check this out and run it however you'd like. You can either use the 2-piece Slayer set with this or go for the full 4-piece for the most amount of damage and skill power increase. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to another build breakdown. We have done Freyna V3 today, all 3, the final build suite. If you're going to ask what I use this character for, I prefer her for bossing and group bossing against enemies that are weakened to her. Otherwise, I would run Bunny or something like Ultimate Viessa as well, which is the character we're going to be working on next, guys. Ultimate Viessa is the next character coming to the channel. Make sure you guys tune into the streams to go along with that entire build process. I appreciate you guys for all the love and support on the Freyna series so far. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been Magic Guy Q, and I'm out. Peace.